Good evening and welcome to another installment of the New York Minute Sports Show. The Yankees gave a Father's Day present of a big fat loss. It's New York Minute Sports. It's New York Sports for New York Nuts. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. Let's go! Well, there you have it, folks. Welcome to another installment of the New York Minute Sports Show. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to visit the New York Nuts merch store. All the T-shirts that are shown during the show are made in the USA, just like yours truly. Just click on the blue link. Well, the New York Yankees are dog shit. How are you? I really felt captive today having to watch that New York Yankee game with such a beautiful day out, so I brought the radio down to the beach and listen to it. And for all intents and purposes, the New York Yankees concentration was the biggest problem in this series. Okay? The C squad of the New York Yankees played like they had their car running the whole goddamn time for these last 3 games. Now, the Yankees have lost 4 out of their last 5 games, the last one against the White Sox. And now a mediocre team from the National League makes the Yankees look stupid. Now, this is the problem, okay? We can celebrate these backup Yankees, and they've been playing well, which they have in the month of June. But this team cannot afford to have defensive mishaps, mental lapses, and not aggressive at-bats. And the Yankees did none of that this series. They legitimately looked like they gave up on yesterday's game, and today it looked like they wanted the game to be over. I don't know if they're partying with the Knicks, they're watching too much World Cup, but this team does not have the luxury. They're only 2.5 games up on the Rays now in first place. And yeah, you can hold the fort down without Aaron Judge and Max Fried and Giancarlo Stanton, all these guys. But when you do show up to the ballpark, you better concentrate and you better give 110%. And the Yankees were not giving any of that today. Elmer Rodriguez-Cruz, another lackluster start. He has not gone past 5 innings in a single start in his major league debut this year, and I was one of the biggest fans of this guy. I thought he reminded me of a young Chang-Ming Wang. Maybe he's still figuring it out, but he's not going to get it done. Jake Bird got sent back down, and he's not going to be able to come back up, so you're not going to be seeing Jake Bird anymore. I don't think that you're going to see LeGrand yet because they're not finished converting him into a bullpen guy. Now, at the bullpen for LeGrand, he's had 4 appearances in 4 innings, okay? He's got 14 strikeouts and 11 at-batters because the New York Yankees do not have swing-and-miss stuff in their bullpen, and that's going to come back to bite them in the ass. The Yankees are very lucky that the rest of the American League and the AL East is dog shit right now because they're able to get away with some monumental problems. If we don't stick our head in the sand here and we actually examine the New York Yankees, you got a guy at 40 years old, Paul Goldschmidt, putting this team on his back, and we're relying on him just like we relied on Aaron Judge. Cody Bellinger is playing too much. He's not an older guy, but he plays every single day, and you can see his production start to dip. Since Aaron Judge has left the lineup, now guys can concentrate on pitching to Ben Rice, and even though he had a home run today and was the only guy that showed up today, they are pitching him tougher because he does not have the protection in the lineup of Aaron Judge. So now these guys can concentrate on the C-squad Yankees like Anthony Volpe, who I can't stand getting thrown out at first base today, Jazz with the pass ball in between his legs today, and it just shows that these guys are not concentrating. That's up to the veteran presence in the dugout, and Aaron Babu better start banging some cans and get these guys' attention because the New York Yankees cannot afford to leave wins on the table. And if you remember, in the beginning of the year, they were going, you know what, this year we're not going to let wins on the table. We're going to finish series out. We're going to have that killer instinct. Well, where is it? Because the last 3 games, you guys didn't have it, and you seemed like you were on another planet. Now, there's been a lot of news about Skubal and trading for him, and that the New York Yankees and the LA Dodgers are the number 1 contenders for him. How do you feel about getting Skubal? Do you want him? Do you not want him? Do you think the cost is too high? Because what it's going to cost the New York Yankees is Lombard Jr. and LeGrand for a half-year rental of Skubal. Now, everyone keeps saying, oh, man, a starting rotation of Skubal, Max Fried, Schlittler, Carlos Rodon and Gerrit Cole. Now, you can tell that analysis is coming from outside people because if anybody's been paying attention to the New York Yankees, Gerrit Cole and Carlos Rodon right now look like a shadow of themselves. I don't think they can be trusted. Then you have a guy like Max Fried, who's kind of a liability in the playoffs and did not have a good postseason last year, and is going to be coming off an injury. Now, you add Skubal to that. Skubal does not have a ring. He does have back-to-back Cy Youngs, and he got injured this year, which makes me weary to begin with. It really reminds me of the CC Sabathia acquisition to the Milwaukee Brewers when they were doing that playoff run where he went 13-1 with a 2 ERA in the last 14 appearances for the Milwaukee Brewers. So in my heart of hearts, I do not want Skubal. Is Skubal a right-handed catcher? Is Skubal a lockdown defenseman and offensive third baseman? Then I'd like him. Because the New York Yankees have problems at third base and catcher, and they have bigger problems in bullpen. Look at your boy, our boy, their boy, none other than Duval. He has to give up a home run. He has to give up an earned run, and I understand you used about 4 or 5 guys because Elmer Rodriguez-Cruz couldn't give you any length. No did he pause. But once again, the New York Yankees tried out Duval in a high-leverage situation. You got to put Duval in the 6th inning. It's time to cut bait on this guy. I would DFA him if I could. I don't know how much they're paying him, but this guy needs to go because guys like that mess up the rhythm of the bullpen, and Hedrick, Tim Hill, and Cruz can be your bridge to Bednar, the Bednar in the 9th inning. And that's what it should be from now on. As soon as you put Duval in, the game is theoretically over. Just like Jake Bird, who the Yankees were high on Jake Bird, who didn't have a clean inning since May 2nd and just got sent back down and probably won't see him again in pinstripes. So the New York Yankees get Skubal, don't get Skubal. I don't think their starting rotation is going to be as strong as everyone thinks. But the one thing is, you can shorten a starting rotation for the postseason. You could theoretically run with 3 starters and you could be fine, move guys into the bullpen. This is why I think a guy like Will Warren would do well in middle relief. That's why I think a guy like Weathers can be moved to the bullpen for the postseason rush, is because then you have a quasi middle reliever and closer, because Weathers can strike out 10 guys. He has some of the best swing and miss stuff in the major league, so he would translate very well to the bullpen. Also, Will Warren, I don't think he's the goods at starting pitcher. He can be our Phil Hughes bottle rocket in middle relief, 6th, 7th inning that bridges the gap. And now, when you have a guy dip out in the 5th inning, a starter, now you don't have to go to Tim Hill and Hedrick. Now you could either go to Will Warren, Weathers, then you start going 7, 8, 9. Because obviously our baboon of a coach, Aaron Babo, wow, loves to go into the bullpen. So that would shorten it, and it would actually save Aaron Boone from himself. So I think don't go for Skubal, too high of a price for a half-year rental, because he's not going to re-sign. You already have $28 million allocated towards Rodon. You have $40 million allocated towards Max Fried, and you have $38 million towards Gerrit Cole. And eventually Cam Schlittler's 5-year contract is going to be up, and you're going to have to pay the kid. So I don't want Skubal, but let's play devil's advocate here for a second. I don't want LA getting him. This might have to be a preemptive move. If you remember back in the 2000s with the Boston Red Sox, it was an arms race between us and them. Remember, the Red Sox had got A-Rod at that point. They started making moves where they would pick guys away from each other, and they would put guys on the Yankees and vice versa on the Red Sox who they wanted to keep away from the Yankees, because sometimes if you can steal the guy away from a team, it's just as good as acquiring him or get another team to hire him. So would the Yankees just get Skubal so he doesn't fall into the Dodgers' hands? Because if the New York Yankees don't completely shit the bed on this one, I think they're still going to the World Series, yes, with all the flaws that they have. I think the Yankees need to get a bopper at third base, okay? I think the Yankees need to get bullpen arms. They need to get bullpen help, just like they did last year, maybe not to that extreme with getting 5 guys. But the Yankees can get a bopper at third base, get a right-handed catcher, which I know is as hard as finding a needle in a haystack right now, but a right-handed catcher. Imagine Jorge Posada on this Yankees team right now. I was thinking about that in my mind's eye today. So let me know what you think in the comments below about the whole Skubal thing, because the New York Yankees and the LA Dodgers are number one candidates to get him. Also, wanted to just say happy Father's Day to everybody watching. If you're celebrating today, happy Father's Day. And everybody's got a father, everybody's got a mother. Even if they're here or past, I wish you a happy Father's Day. And that's the greatest thing about baseball, is the bond between father and son, and in my case, father, son, and grandfather. Because my grandfather would watch me during the summers, and he worked for the Mets at Shea Stadium for 38 years running the phones. He was actually working for Bell Atlantic, and a car hit a telephone pole. He fell off and was not able to work in the field anymore, so he got a job at Shea Stadium. He ran the phones for the for the Super Bowl of the Jets. He was there for the 60s Mets and the 80s Mets. And he would watch me and try to get me to watch Met games, and I would go, Pop, can you put on the Yankees? Because at that time, my Little League team was the New York Yankees, and my dad was the head coach. I wore number 2, not for Derek Jeter, for Mike Gallego. All right, young guys, look that one up. He's the last guy to wear number 2 before Derek Jeter, and Mike Gallego was my guy. We got him from the Oakland A's that year. But the reason I bring this up is that's why I love baseball so much, is because I can text with my dad and talk about it, and we can disagree on everything. He loves Trent Grisham and hates Jason Dominguez. Imagine that. And my grandfather, watching the Rangers win the Cup in 1994, and he passed shortly after that. The memories that I made watching baseball with him, I'll never forget as long as I live, and that tradition will live on. And that's why baseball's been around for 120 years. And that's why baseball is still the national pastime, because it's about growing up. I can attach Yankee playoff games to my youth. In those 90s, I was going through high school, and I remember my youth is intertwined with Yankee championships. And I know guys like my dad's age can relate to that with all the rings that they won and watching Mickey Mantle play. And the tradition of being a New York Yankee fan is different than any other baseball team. The New York Yankees are part of the United States of America history. The NY symbol, the interlocking NY, came from the first officer to die in the line of duty from the NYPD, was made by Tiffany Company, and was taken in by the New York Yankees in 1918. They were the Highlanders first. But this is what's so great about baseball, is that I can think right now to plays when I was on my Little League team and my dad was there. Then we would go home and watch the New York Yankees play at 7:05, or we'd go get ice cream and listen to it on the radio. And those are the greatest days and the greatest parts, I think, about Father's Day. So if you're celebrating, happy Father's Day. If you're sharing memories with fathers that have passed, bless you, man. I'm sorry for your loss, but guess what? The memories that we have will live on forever, and they're up there looking at us and looking down on us with a big smile. But these Yankees better pick it up. These Yankees better pick it up, because even my grandfather would be pissed at these guys. So all the New York Yankees need to do, the C-minus Yankees, they just need to concentrate a little bit. They need to step up their game, have more aggressive at-bats, and just keep your head in the game. That's it. It's a bunch of young guy mistakes. The New York Yankees will be fine. But you can go over to Instagram, NEWYRKMIN. That's New York Minute Sports. Anywhere on the internet, New York Minute Sports, you find my face. Lucky you. Also, the New York Minute Nuts merch store. That's the beautiful blue link underneath the video. All the T-shirts shown during the show are made in the USA, just like yours truly. Also, have you become a New York Nut yet? For $1.99 a month, you get double the show for half the dough. Don't miss our Monday show. We do an hour-long show talking about everything, just not baseball. Everything going on in the sports world, me and Mike from Pudgy Boy Sports are taking care of that also. As this season progresses and it gets tighter and the pressure gets up, I'm going to be broadcasting live, doing play-by-play, and having interactive live broadcasts. So go over there and sign up for $1.99. What can you buy for $1.99 a month? Absolutely nothing. And remember, if you can't be good, be bad, baby! G'day, Canada. Bye!
That's your boy.
So
He said he was.
Goodbye. That's my ball.